Alrighty, we're doing some video analysis of Garand Thumb, otherwise known as the Flannel Daddy. Seems like a cool dude, but we're going to do some analysis of his shooting. These are techniques I've learned from my shooting coach, John McPhee. I myself have been corrected on, so I'm going by that as far as my information. So he's going to do a high ready and a low ready. I will tell you that the low ready is always faster. All right, so let's watch him. First things first, we're gonna mark his eye line, and we're gonna mark his back. Okay, what we're looking for is movement when he's transitioning to bringing the rifle, in this case, up to his shoulder, or into his shoulder, or from a low ready, up to the eye, right? Ideally, you want to bring the rifle up to the eye line, and then shoot as soon as you see the dot on the target. Let's watch. And so we're going to see that his head moves down quite a bit. He actually moves just down. He's doing a lot of shoulder movement to bring the rifle up. That's why the high port is slower, because it's in a lot of extra movement. So he brings his rifle down. Sorry, his head down onto the stock. He's pressing down. The camera moves a little bit. His back doesn't move. However, his head moves quite a bit. So we get the rifle moving into the shoulder, going into where the eye needs to be, and then he's got his head moving down to the scope, etc., etc. It all adds time. Let's say he's at full presentation here. So he should be able to shoot right here if everything was placed well. So let's give a timer. See how long he fishes for. Let's watch the round come out of the ejection port. So he's fishing for like half a second. Okay. The goal is to shoot at 0. So as soon as a gun comes at the right spot, he shoots right there. All right. So he's wasting, half a second. It's not like he's shooting a precision target. He's shooting like an A zone. He's going for the center of the A zone. He should really be able to snap it up and shoot there. We'll make a line for the eye. So he should be bringing the rifle right up to the eye. Let's see what he does here. Again, he moves down. And then what happens is actually he's pressing his face down on the stock, which makes the stock go down, right? And then it'll bring this up. This will tend you to overdrive, so basically overshoot the target. Let's see if he does overshoot the target. Mark the bottom of the rail. And we're going to back it up and see how much he moves. So he goes, that stock gets pushed down, pushes the barrel up, and then he has to come back down, which wastes a lot of time. So to fix this, he needs to bring the rifle to the shoulder line, which would bring it, let's see how far this is. I'll estimate that the scope is about that far off. Around there somewhere. So let's back it up and see where. See, it's closer to his eye line, right? I drew the top line a little high, but it's closer to his eye line. So he would just bring the rifle up, and he could shoot on the 0. He should be able to shoot right here. Boom. All right, so let's see how long he fishes for. So about 4/10, about 1/10 faster than the high port, but still wasting a lot of time. See how he gets pushed back. Wah, 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 wah. So this is a stance issue. So he needs to basically, he needs to get his hips over the balls of his feet and his shoulders. He needs to have more of an incline. And then this doesn't mean sticking the ass out. You actually want to have your hips push forwards and then the shoulders in front of the hips. His head is good trying to drive it forward, but he needs to not drive it straight down. And it would prevent that if he had the stock in the right place. To improve this, because if he fires multiple shots with the arm kind of out at this angle, and this one kind of compressed, he is going to have a lot of wobble if he's firing multiple shots here. So what he needs to do is very simple. Take the stock, put it out like 2 inches, so it's right on that hard part of the shoulder. Okay, and what he needs to do is take this elbow and drive it towards the magazine. Also, he needs to blade his body, so that means turning his support shoulder towards the receiver. So if you try this, you pull that shoulder towards the receiver, pull the elbow towards the magazine, and have that stock a little bit higher out. You're going to get so much more grip, because the idea for having good grip, it's not about recoil management, it's about proactively preventing the recoil from affecting you, is having tight grip with both hands, pulling both hands towards the body, and then driving the shoulder up and forward. So shoulders up and forward, it could be more forward, and then having that stock out, and then having the body bladed with the shoulder going to the receiver will really make some improvement. So let's watch him. I think his grip is on both hands is probably good. However, he needs to pull the whole rifle harder back. It should be like right here to begin with. And then driving that shoulder forward, you're compressing the rifle. It just won't move. It'll just stop, before it pushes the body back. Also having his weight in his hips forwards. So think about this as a mid-stride of a walk, feet at a walking gait, knees past the balls of the feet, hips over the balls of the lead foot, the shoulders an inch past the hips, and then the head past the shoulders.